WAPT begins with breaking news.
Storm and frigid weather that gripped much of the state. We remain under a state of emergency.
Icy and slick roads have caused several delays, and we are covering it all. We have team coverage for you this afternoon, starting with our meteorologist, Kristana Kay, who has Jackson certified most accurate forecast.
Yeah, today has been a busy day for us here at the station. We've been tracking this winter weather since yesterday and forecasting it several days before that. But I want to take you to Vicksburg and show you a time lapse of what's been going on over the past 5 hours. This morning, waking up, the roads over there were very icy. It almost looked like a snowpack with all that sleet on top of the ice. But as the sun rose and we got the daylight out there and the sunshine, watch what happens. Over the past hour or so, it quickly thawed out. Now, a lot of the roads today and right now are wet, and there's still plenty of roads that are still icy. But the good news is the roadways are starting to warm up back above freezing. And instead of seeing patchy ice, even though we will have that in a couple of places still, it does look like the roads are more on the wet side. Still below freezing right now, 24 in Jackson. Feels like temperatures at 12, 6 in Yazoo City, 17 currently in Belzoni. It feels like conditions right around 4 degrees. We will stay below freezing today, regardless of the sunshine. And one thing to take into consideration going into tonight, any roads that are still wet will refreeze. We're going to talk more about this forecast coming up in a bit, but let's head outside to meteorologist Isabel Davis. This morning during our morning newscast, we did a couple of experiments to just show you how cold it was this morning. Isabel, what's going on outside right now?
Well, it's actually not feeling too bad. Out here in the sun. Yes, it is still cold, but our experiments, well, we had a wet t-shirt that we set outside early this morning, but over the past couple of hours, it's been defrosting. The sleeves are still frozen, but the top of the shirt near the shoulders are starting to feel more like a regular t-shirt, so that's a good sign. We also froze a water bottle, and that is also starting to defrost as well. It's still got a good chunk of ice up towards the top of the bottle, but a lot of this is just going back to a regular water bottle here. So yes, it is still cold. Definitely still want to bundle up, but things look like they're starting to ease up around here. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Isabel. Well, demand has forced the city of Jackson to open another cold weather shelter. Sykes Gym on Sykes Road joins Shepherd's Gym on Hattiesburg Street. Food and cots are available at these locations. The mayor says shelters will stay open as long as needed. And Canton's multipurpose complex is also open as a shelter for people in that part of Madison County. It's on Soldier Colony Road and is expected to be open through tomorrow. People who go are encouraged to have essential items that they need, like medication, and they will be providing cots as well for people to sleep on. And with the below freezing temperatures, roads around the reservoir are becoming very, very treacherous.
16 WAPT's Scott Simmons joins us live with a look at the conditions out there. Scott, what are you seeing?
Yeah, this is the Spillway Road. We're on the Rankin County side on the lower Spillway Road. They've been doing a lot of work. They just shut the roadway down so they can scrape all the ice and debris off. I've got Police Chief Terrell Dixon here with me. Chief, tell me about what you guys deal with that bridge there.
So what happens is you see the overspray coming off of the dam when the water's discharging out. So once that gets on the bridge, we do have to put the de-icer out to make sure that the roadway is travelable. So what you end up with is black ice. And so that's what we're trying to prevent is later on tonight, we're getting lower temperatures again. So we want to make sure that all of this is still where people can travel across back and forth. So it's very important that you do travel slow on the Spillway Road, on the lower and upper road. But if you can avoid the area, especially tonight, because of how the temperature is going to be and the black ice it can make, we ask everybody to be cautious.
I have a new perspective, having actually walked out on that lower bridge when you had it shut down. I had no idea. It's actually colder, and there's a lot of that misty rain that, or spray, that makes it much worse.
It does, and so even if you come across in your vehicle, you'll see as soon as that spray hits your windshield, it freezes up. So you can imagine what all that is on that bridge and how it accumulates over time, what it's going to look like later on tonight.
You had front loaders pushing, scraping big piles of ice off of that.
Right.
I guess that's going to be the order of business for the better part of the day.
Absolutely. So we'll keep track of that. Our guys come out and we look at it, and so we'll walk across, see what it looks like. We'll travel across it to see if we need to put something out. So about every 30 minutes to an hour, we'll check it as temperatures get warmer, then we can push that time frame back.
What happens tonight as it gets to the darkness? We start looking at that black ice threat. Do you guys do anything different in that regard?
So what we end up doing is, like I said, we do more patrols across the bridge on the upper and lower road, because we do understand that with the water coming across, with the wind blowing the water across, it can create that black ice. So we do increase our patrols of the bridge and make sure that we make sure that it stays de-iced. That way these people that are coming across, they can make sure they can make it safe and not having damages to the bridge or have damages to their vehicle.
Will it go down to one lane on each way, or it still remain 2 lanes?
It'll still remain 2 lanes, and so we try to keep both lanes open as long as possible. And then, like you saw before, we got the excavator come out here and move that ice. We can do that again if we need to.
We've had wrecks on this bridge largely because people don't slow down, right?
Correct. So that's the biggest issue, especially when we get these temperatures, is everybody kind of looks at it and says, hey, well, it looks like it's clear. Then once you get that black ice and you're going about 50 or 60 miles per hour, next thing you know, you hit that black ice and you're wrecking your vehicle.
That's it. We've already seen that today. Thanks a lot, Chief Travell Dixon. So that's the order of the business here on the spillway. We've been seeing some really good conditions in the roadways right here, as I show you. Right now, this spot is good. The sun's been hitting it, so we don't have so much ice, but you go up another 400, 500 yards, and it's an icy patch left and right. So what they've been scraping have been huge piles of ice accumulated over that bridgeway, and they'll have to keep doing that and coming behind it with that de-icer to keep this roadway open. We're live at the reservoir. Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT.
Scott, thank you. Some great tips there. Got to watch out for that black ice. You know, these roads can be dangerous. The State Highway Patrol has already responded to many wrecks and crashes during these icy conditions.
16 WAPT's Michaela Franklin has seen more than a few, and she's live for us right now on I-55.
Yeah, guys, conditions are looking a little bit better. Take a look at I-55 South. It's looking a lot more clear this afternoon, but it does not mean that it's giving you the green light to be out on the roads. If you're a driver and you find yourself having to be on the road and you wreck out, the Mississippi Highway Patrol says it could be some time to get to you. Now take a look. We're seeing drivers struggle mainly on icy inclines. This morning, Lakeland Drive exit was an absolute mess. We believe a good amount of these drivers could have been workers at the 3 hospitals here in Fondren. Now MDOT eventually shut down the exit to salt the roadway, but it's a similar story whether you're on the interstate or not. MHP says they're working accidents all across the Magnolia State in high volume.
Road hazards have picked up tremendously out here. We're seeing a high volume of accidents across the state of Mississippi. Here in the Jackson area, you got your areas such as County Line Road area, I-20 corridor, the flyover, they're completely iced over. We're encouraging motorists, if you're not essential and not required to be at work, please stay at home. It's hazard out here. Our response time is cut down tremendously, trying to get to people that have just simply run off the road.
Yeah. Now, as you just heard from Trooper Henry, if it's not a life or death situation, it will be some time before they get to you, and you don't want to be that person who is stuck waiting to be rescued. Now, an important note also from MHP, they say just because you have an off-road or four-wheel drive vehicle, that does not mean that you're exempt from a possible wreck. They say if you don't have to be on the roads, don't be on the roads. Live in Jackson, Michaela Franklin, 16 WAPT News.
You can help first responders by just staying home. You heard that from Michaela. Thank you. Well, you saw on I-55. Well, for people traveling on I-20, it's been a headache, especially in Rankin County. 16
WAPT's Crystal Tisme is live in Brandon, where there have been several crashes there. Crystal.
Cecil and Aaron, here on I-20, the eastbound lanes, as you can see, are slowly moving at a trickle, and heading westbound, there's only one lane open as MDOT crews are still cleaning up wrecks on both sides. Now, since we've been out here this morning, we've seen several vehicles slip and slide on these icy roads. From 18-wheelers to your typical cars, these frosty roads have wreaked havoc on drivers. Multiple crashes on I-20 have led to major congestion and delays, and we've seen traffic backed up for miles east and west of the highway. According to Brandon Police, a 12-vehicle crash, 3 of which being 18-wheelers, halted traffic overnight as crews worked to clean up the scene. We've seen MDOT crews salting the highway in an attempt to minimize the impact of these frozen roads. Overall, you should stay off the roads if possible, and if you do have to drive, make sure you're driving safely and slowly on these roads. I'm live in Brandon, Crystal Tisme, 16 WAPT News.
And we have an update this afternoon on Jackson's water. Leaders say they continue to monitor the weather, and today started with normal operations at the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant. They caution people to protect the pipes in their homes. They say if you have any problems, if a pipe burst or if there is damage on your property, call a plumber or your insurance provider. Well, several businesses have had to close today because of the weather. Dangerous road conditions led to J-Trans suspending bus service today. They plan to resume once streets are safe to travel on.
Another important update for you. Trash pickup in Jackson is canceled today due to these icy roads. That is for people who use Richards Disposal Services. The city's garbage transfer station is also closed due to weather and road conditions. Some waste management customers will also see a disruption today in trash pickup. There will be no trash or garbage pickup today in Kosciuszko or surrounding areas, as well as in Vicksburg and in Warren County. Service will resume once roads are safe to get on.
And if you plan to fly, winter weather is disrupting air travel across the country. More than 1,200 flights were canceled this morning. Another 1,300 were delayed. In addition to weather, United and Alaska Airlines have had to cancel flights because of the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX 9. From Friday through yesterday, nearly 8,600 flights were canceled altogether.
You know, we are not alone in feeling this winter weather. As many as 150 million Americans are under cold weather warnings or advisories as the brutal weather appears to be staying put across much of the country. Morgan Norwood talks to people about the impact we're feeling throughout the South.
That brutal blast of bitter Arctic air leaving more than 200 million Americans under alert for dangerous wind chills, snow, and ice.
Really bad, yeah, do not drive at all. It's not worth it.
Snow blanketing the roads in northern New Jersey. ABC's Trevor Ault in Morristown with the road crews.
And the road crews are already at work pretty early today. We got all the salt here, and you can actually see the crews as they're in motion. They're loading up the salt trucks.
New York City breaking its snow drought, the first single-day inch of snow in nearly 2 years. The snow and ice making travel treacherous in the south. In Alabama, this truck swerving, and this one shutting down I-10 after overturning near Houston, Texas. In the Midwest, wind chills dropping as low as 45 degrees below zero. ABC's Alex Perez in a frozen Chicago with tips for drivers headed into the bitter cold.
Now, if you're having trouble with your battery, which is pretty common when it gets this cold, JD Power recommends flickering your high beams for about 15 to 30 seconds. They say that process actually helps to wake up and recharge your battery.
Out west, avalanche warnings in effect for the Rockies of Utah. Authorities in Wyoming say a skier died in an avalanche. It's the third avalanche death just this month in the U.S.
And there's another storm system behind this one, and it's taking aim at the Pacific Northwest. It moves in later today, bringing rain from Seattle to San Francisco and then snow to the Cascades. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
The Birmingham area is also dealing with the impact of the deep freeze.
Jarvis Robertson from our sister station there has the latest on conditions in Alabama.
Here in Alabama, Storm Command was activated yesterday ahead of the arrival of the snow and ice. This morning, we've been out on the interstates and surface roads, just seeing how things are looking. Right now, here's a look at the interstate. You can see it's pretty much clear. However, that doesn't mean we are in the clear just yet. There are still some spots that have black ice. There are still some spots that have a lot of that frost on them. That is going to refreeze overnight, and that is going to cause issues again tomorrow morning. So we're going to be out, we're going to be monitoring it from Storm Command, and the really good thing about it, we can bring you different viewpoints from inside, controlling the cameras ourselves. Here's a look at some of the equipment that makes Storm Command so unique. One of the issues we actually ran into this morning, some of the equipment, it has frost on it, so we had to go and manually remove that ourselves. But again, Storm Command is going to be rolling for the next couple of days, keeping an eye on things and letting you know how everything goes. From the Storm Command, I'm Jarvis Robertson. Back to you.
Well, we have officially officially been 24 hours below freezing for the Jackson Metro, and we still have a ways to go. Doesn't look too bad outside, but you step out the door and it is a frigid morning now, or afternoon now. I will say, with the sunlight, that is really helping any patchy areas where we've had ice, not only on the roadways, but the grassy areas. This morning during our newscast, this was just blanketed in a coat of sleet where it almost looked like snow on the ground. 24 degrees currently in Jackson. It feels like of a sharp 12 degrees. Winds have been picking up as well out of the north around 13 miles an hour. Teens still in Belzona, 23, Bassfield, as well as Natchez and Fayette. Here are the feels like temperatures. Still feeling close to 0 degrees this afternoon in Belzona, 9 in Kosciuszko, 11 Bassfield, Hazelhurst, and 12 in Port Gibson. So again, it looks nice outside, but it feels like winter, and the winds aren't helping either, gusting at times around 15 to 25 miles an hour. We mentioned this a second ago, but once again, the road temperatures are starting to warm up because of that sunlight beaming down on the asphalt. The issue is going to be anything that melts and stays on the roadways this afternoon and this evening. Once the sun sets and temperatures drop, we are going to have an issue with black ice across parts of the region. So that is definitely something we have to watch carefully going into the evening hours. Over the next couple of hours, we'll stay in the 20s. We mentioned this morning. We're saying it again. Not expected to be above freezing. 26 is that expected afternoon high. And then we're back to the single digits tomorrow morning. A couple areas just below the teens, 12 in Jackson. And it's likely a couple of areas tomorrow morning will be facing near record cold temperatures. Highs in the afternoon. This is when we finally start to see our thawing process begin. Upper 30s to mid 40s, 44 for the Jackson Metro, and a light breeze out of the southeast. We'll keep that pattern going into the end of the week. Temperatures getting into the 50s for Thursday ahead of our next round of rain. This will not bring any wintry mix. I do not expect this to cause any black ice issues overnight Thursday into Friday. But one thing we're watching is back behind this boundary. It does look like we could get another shot of cold Arctic air. The good news is this is not going to be nearly as potent, but it will still cause an effect going into Saturday. Teens in the morning, 30s in the afternoon. But looking ahead into next week, a bigger warm up in store. Mid-50s by next Monday.
And we'll continue to keep you updated on the winter weather on air and online.